Hi, this is Carlos, creator of Kalavai, and today I'm going to show you how you can create your own free alternative to Cursor, your own virtual code assistant from within Visual Studio and entirely for free. And to do this, you're going to need two things. The first thing is Visual Studio installed in your machine, which I'm going to assume you've already done. And the second thing is an account on CoGenAI. All right, let's get started. The first thing we're going to need is to visit cogenai.kalavai.net and go ahead and create a free account if you don't have one. I already have mine, so I'm just going to enter my details. And this would give you access to all of our available models. Today we're going to use Qwen 2.5 Coder 32 billion Instruct. This is one of the best open source models for coding agents. So in this platform, we're going to need two things. The first one is we're going to need to save the CoGenAI URL. So this is what is going to allow Visual Studio to interact with us. So go ahead and copy this into a safe place. And the second thing is you're going to need a personal API key. I already have one, but you can create one in the API keys page by following along the Create API key button. So once you have those two things, we're ready to jump off into Visual Studio. Okay, so here I am in Visual Studio and in an entirely new project. What we're going to need to do is to install a free extension, which is RuCode, which is what we're going to use as an alternative of Cursor as a front end. So we go to extensions and try RuCode and go ahead and install it if you don't have it already. And once you've done that, you should be able to see the little kangaroo icon in your bar. There we go. So, and we're almost ready to go. The second thing that we need to do is set it up to point to CoGenAI as the brains of the operations. So CoGenAI is an OpenAI compatible API. So it's amongst one of the providers that is supported by RuCode. And then remember those two details, the base URL that we copied from our platform, we paste it here. There it goes, this one. Make sure you end with a V1 version, so we use the latest version of the API, and copy and paste your API key here. If that has gone right, you should be able to see a list of compatible models. We're going to use the Coda agent, and everything else should be fine. Click on Save, and done, and we are ready to vibe code. Right, before you start frankly typing and taking screenshots, the code and all of the prompts that we're going to use are going to be shared via a link in the description of this video. And that's going to lead you to a GitHub project with everything you need to replicate this. So you can follow it along. My first prompt always tends to be a little high level, describing the problem that I want to solve, and also maybe suggesting tools that I want the system to use. In this case, I want it to use Streamlit as front end and Python as a back end. And I want to keep it a simple chatbot UI. So at the moment, Ru is taking my prompt, is submitting it to CoGenAI, which is thinking about the problem and coming up with solutions, sending it back to RuCode. And soon we should start seeing some actions happening. Okay, so one of the things that I love about RuCode is that every step of the way, it asks you to approve whenever there's going to be an action that is going to modify your project. Now you can set this to auto approve. That's entirely up to you. I like to leave it deselected so I see what's going on and I can always approve. So you can see that he's already creating the front end for it. Okay, so it seems like he's ready to run. Let's test it. And here we have a simple chatbot application that apparently does everything we asked for. Okay, so this is going to get a bit meta, but bear with me. Now we're going to use CoGenAI details to also as the model backend for us to chat with. So we are using CoGenAI to build the application, and now inside that application, we're going to use CoGenAI to talk to the models. No problem. So API-based URL is our same one that we use for CoGen. So we're just going to copy and paste that one. The API key is going to be the one that we generated. So I'm just going to copy and paste. And the model ID is, we're going to go back to CoGen and see which one we want to use as a chatbot. Instead of using the same model as for coding, you're going to use a slightly better model. It's more for instructions and chatting, which is Qwen 3, one of the latest ones. So I'm going to copy that ID. I'm going to paste it here. All right, I'm going to say, hello, what's your name? And there he goes. We've got a response from the model. Now, this is great, but I think we can do better. Notice how the options here, that doesn't feel too natural, and also having to type the model ID isn't particularly ideal. So I think we can fix those two things. So let's go back to the code. And we're going to start by asking to move the setting options to the sidebar. And here you can see the modifications. We're going to approve that. Here we go. We got our application updated already for us. The second thing is, typing the model ID isn't ideal. So wouldn't it be nice if we had like a drop-down selection from all of the available models? It would, wouldn't it? So we're going to go back to the code and we are going to ask it to update that. And again, because CoGen is an OpenAI compatible API, it exposes all of the models through the models endpoint. Okay, so it's come up with an action. Let's save that. And if we go back to the application, we can see that that has been changed. So now the model ID is actually a drop down. Nice that we can select the model to talk to. So just to make sure everything's still working. Great. Tell me a story. So you see, vibe coding isn't that hard at all, especially with the help of tools like RuCode and CoGenAI. Now, I hope you enjoyed the ride and this has inspired you to try it yourself. So please check on the description of the video for a link not only to this project, but also to an invitation to CoGenAI to get you started in your vibe code journey. Thank you, and see you next time.